finally, once again, Coach Angelo joining me and Jay Kleinknecht to coach a couple of nice points picked up, I guess, over the weekend. Ended up going to 2 Brookings on Friday night and a commanding victory there, 4-0. And really, all facets of the game seemed to really come together. I know last week when you and I talked about putting teams away and closing games, and I think that your team was absolutely able to do that there Friday night in Brookings. So definitely a lot of good positives to talk about there. What do you take away from Friday night's game?
Well, I like the 4. I like what the 4 does for the confidence of the skaters on the ice. We're a team that we're working hard every week to try and develop the habits and the skills that are necessary to score more goals. So I like that we were able to get the 4. I like that we took a 2-0 lead in the third period and we scored 2 more, because that kind of plays into the point that you just mentioned, getting after it in the third period. We found ways to finish. And I really like the 0 for Peter Tome, who played a very calm, controlled, confident game. And Peter made some key saves at key times in that game. Don't let the score fool you. He made some key saves at 1-0 and 2-0 that didn't allow the game to get close on the scoreboard. So lots of good things for the guys. I thought it was a great team win, and we kind of were able to check off the boxes that we needed to check off after last weekend going into this past weekend. So good for the guys, good team win, lots of good things all the way around.
Absolutely. Well, then you guys could turn around and go up to Bismarck on Saturday night, a team that is yet to beat this season. A very good Bismarck Bobcat team, I might add. But you play them tough. Now, Saturday night's game to me was a much different game in a lot of different categories or components. To me, it felt like each period was split in half. Like the first half, of the first was kind of controlled by the Bobcats, and in the second half of the first, the Wings took over, and then in the second, it was Wings starting things out strong, and then Bobcats finished, and then the third, it was kind of split too. So that was really interesting. Each period presented an entirely different feel, an entirely different set of circumstances. So, and your team stays in it and end up tying 2-2 and going into overtime. And you talked about Peter Tome making some saves Friday night. I thought Saturday night there were a couple that were definitely belong on the highlight reel, because he made some huge saves to keep your team in it and in contention of that one too. What do you? Probably a little more to talk about with Saturday night's game, because there was so much to it. What do you take away from Saturday?
Well, here's what I tell you. I don't think we played really well, but I think we played hard.
Yeah.
And I'm proud that we found a way to get a point. It's a much different feel in getting the point in that game versus the game 2 Saturdays ago here, because we had to climb back and we had to really work for it. I don't think we played overly intelligent. He being Peter, was the difference in the first 12 minutes of the first period. We had bus legs. We did not start the game the way we wanted to start it. Bismarck is one of the best first period starting teams in the league. They came after us. Hey, credit them. But Peter made 2 or 3 saves that he pulled out of his backside.
Yeah.
Hunter Shepard made 1 or 2 real good ones in the first 10 or 12 minutes too. Bismarck just had more looks. And then I thought in the second we really got skating. We started pressuring them. We started pursuing the puck, going after them. I thought we had the better of the play in the second. What I liked about the third is, even though we didn't get a ton of chances and they outshot us, we found a way to capitalize when it mattered. We got bodies to the net on the power play, and we scored a greasy goal around the blue paint. And then, despite not playing really well, we had the best 2 chances in the overtime. We had 2 great chances in the first 2.5 minutes. Unfortunately, we didn't score. Overtime is all about momentum. So some good things in the game. We've got to clean up some things in preparation for Wednesday, and we've got to start like we played in the second. We've got to get to our game a little bit earlier. So I'm happy we got a point, not satisfied, but happy we got the point. That's a well-earned point on the road. Different than the type of point we got in our building against them 2 Saturdays ago. It's a slightly different feeling after the game.
Well, you're right. I mean, when you are down and come back and force the overtime and get the point, it does take on an entirely different feel than it does when you've got the point or the lead and kind of basically give up a point rather than gain it. Back in action Wednesday night, back up in Bismarck, in the VFW Center there in Bismarck. And Coach, what do you expect to see? I mean, obviously a short turnaround. I've seen this team a handful of times here lately. Do you go in there with a little bit more confidence and stuff, knowing that you were able to push them into overtime and that you kind of had them on the ropes a little bit there, as you mentioned at the start, the first portion of the of the overtime period. Is it a different feel going in for Wednesday night?
Well, we're idiots if we don't go in there more confident. Like, let's be honest. I mean, we've played these guys tight. The games are getting better as we go. We looked at video on Monday of some of the things that we must do better and we can do better, and I think that's kind of how we have to look at it now. Hey, they have a heck of a team, no question about it, but we're good enough. We can start beating these teams and taking some of these games. So I like that we took a bite out of them on Saturday and got a point. We know we're capable of getting two. They're a real good starting team. Let's not sit back and manage them and handle them. Let's go right at them. Let's get off the bus with tons of pop, tons of energy. They're going to have momentum moments where they're in control. We need to create momentum moments for ourselves and really make sure we're skating and pursuing and embrace the battle that is Aberdeen and Bismarck at the VFW Arena. We've played some good midweek games so far this season. Let's see if we can keep that trend going Wednesday night in Bismarck and then get home and focus on hopefully 2 great home games back here. And we'll be jacked to be in here because we've spent most of January on the road.
Yeah, a lot of road games, so looking forward to being back here in the Odie for sure. Coach, your team climbs up into the single or sole possession of 5th place in the Central now. And again, we've talked numerous times about the tight standings, but this just goes to show, a couple of wins and you kind of start the second half strong and we're right back in the hunt of things. Just 9 points out of second, which there's a tie for right now. But again, a good the start of the second half of the season time for your Wings. And I hope everybody can come out and cheer them on Friday and Saturday here at the Odie. But then on Wednesday, if you want to catch the game, there's a viewing party at the Ramcoda. And puck drop at 7:15. You can also catch that, of course, on 94.1 The Rock and FastHockey.com. We're going to take a quick break and hear from one of our sponsors, and we'll be back with Matt Pulver and Kevin Fitzgerald.
Let's make a taco. No, seriously. Start with a tortilla, soft tortilla. Warm it, kiss it, don't kiss it. Chicken? How about tequila lime chicken? Now we're cooking. Slice this, peel that, snip those. Salsa? Verde. Cheese? Cotija. Oh, forgot to mention guac. That's better. See, anyone can make a taco, but we're not anyone. We're Qdoba, and these are knockout tacos. Qdoba Mexican Eats. Choose flavor.
Welcome back to Wings Weekly. Jay Klein Connect here, and now I'm joined by forwards Matt Pulver and Kevin Fitzgerald. Guys, I was just talking with Coach Angelo a little about the start of the second half, and it just feels like there's some momentum being kind of generated. And climbed up into sole possession of 5th place in the standings there in the Central. Do you feel like as a locker room, and Matt, maybe you actually coming back from your shoulder surgery and so on and getting to actually see the ice time and stuff, maybe it's a little bit different of an answer than it would be for Kevin, but do you guys feel that in the locker room? Do you feel like there's something building here and that you're going to be able to finish the season strong?
Kev, go first. Yeah, well, I definitely feel like, I feel it turning a little bit. We were out there, I heard Coach Angelo talk about about how we're in more games, and we're finally starting to know that we can beat these teams now.
Yep.
Like Bismarck last week, taking them into overtime. We now know we can beat them. So Coach always says we've done it before, we can do it again. So.
Yep. There's a lot of good teams in the Central. I mean, every one of these teams is capable of winning on any given night. And so you look at some of the other divisions, and there's blowout games. You don't really see that much in the Central Division. So there's a lot to be playing for sure. Matt, what are your thoughts after, again, and we'll talk about your coming back and so on, but as a team as a whole, how do you feel about the way things are going right now?
Yeah, I kind of got a different perspective too, because I got to be in the locker room a lot and watch the guys do and stuff. And what I noticed coming after the break, we had a different attitude, different, almost like a swagger about us that I didn't really see before. And I think it's really helped us get the ball rolling like Coach says, and I mean hopefully we can keep her going and keep climbing the standings here.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, let's talk a little bit. Well, not first of all, because we already did first of all. Now we're moving on to second of all. Second of all, let's talk a little bit about you guys as a whole. When did you start playing hockey, Matt? And talk about your hometown and where you come from and how you got into the sport.
Yeah, so I think I put skates on around 2 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty early, but my brother played growing up, and my uncle was the team doctor for the Anaheim Ducks, so he kind of got us started in hockey, and I fell in love with it. And yeah, I'm from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. It's home of Line Kugels.
Oh.
It's a great little town, great place to be from and live, and the community really supports each other. It's almost like describing. It's almost like Aberdeen. Everyone kind of knows each other and stuff. And yeah, I played youth hockey there growing up, and played for the local high school, Catholic high school team my freshman and sophomore year, and then played in Team Wisconsin both those years while playing high school, and then went to Omaha, and then obviously last year I got injured. So
Right. Hard road coming back, but it's definitely paying off. It's just that you've coming. What was it, back on New Year's Eve?
yep,
Was that first game back?
Brookings, yeah.
So certainly a good start to what would be your actual playing season here. So glad to see you back out on the ice. Kevin, how about you? Talk a little bit about your hometown, when you got started.
I'd say probably the same. 2-3 years old. I think it started. My dad took me to a roller rink at our house, kind of. Started with rollerblading, but yeah, quickly fell in love with it. Played I'm from Hinsdale, Illinois. It's a little suburb outside of Chicago, and played in local hockey there until AAA. And played the Chicago Mission. I used to play against Matt.
He likes to cheer me because we were bitter rivals. But,
Yeah.
Who got the better out of that rivalry?
well, he likes to bring up the fact that he won the national championship. But, I mean, I can't really beat that.
I was gonna say you got to pretty much let him have that. It's tough.
Yeah, they're a good team though. So.
What goes into the decision to decide you're going to go play juniors and you're going to make that commitment? I guess.
You can go first.
I just say probably just the hockey. I think we all love hockey here. And
Just want to continue to
Yeah,
play and
just
take
kinda-
the next step, huh?
Yeah, just always want to play. And I think that was just it. Just keep playing hockey and it's the thing you love. So.
Same for you, Matt?
Yeah, I kind of different scenario too, because I committed to the Air Force Academy my junior year of high school, so they kind of wanted me to play a year or two of juniors to get bigger, faster, stronger, to be able to play college hockey. So
A little different there. Okay. It's funny because when I talk to people who aren't around the Wings or around hockey in general, they're always kind of shocked at the fact that there's players from all over the country, and that they leave home and live with these billet families and stuff, and they kind of look and think I'm crazy. And I said, when I talk about how the process and everything works, and I was telling them it's no different than the Olympics or anything else, that people are just trying to advance their career in the sport. So that's why it seems, I think, to people who aren't around hockey, like kind of a strange concept to leave home and go stay in another town, and especially as young guys as you guys are. I got to ask. A lot of people know that in hockey, there's a lot of people that have superstitions. I myself have some weird superstitions about ties I wear and shirts I wear, different stuff for different games, different teams. Who's got the strangest superstitions in the locker room, and do you guys have any?
I don't know. Kev's got a lot of superstitions, so I'll let him answer this one.
I don't know about superstition. I think I'm kind of particular with my equipment. I don't know, especially sticks. Our equipment manager Dan Severson was messing with me because my sticks were 2 different lengths. One was probably a ½ inch taller. I was like, "Dan, I need a saw. I need to cut this." He's like, "It's fine." I was like, "No, I'm gonna notice it." So I'd say just particular about my equipment.
There's a little OCD going on there. That quarter of an inch is going to make a heck of a difference. But hey, they say if it feels right or looks right, and then everything's going well, and if something's just off a little bit, I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I think it's more of just like a comfort thing as well. I mean, if you get into routine, like if you I always put everything on my right side first, and I don't know, it just makes me when I get to the locker, it makes me feel comfortable and ready for the game. So
yeah, it's a lot of different systems, I guess, in place when you hear about, you always even hear going back to Gretzky and some players like that some of the strange different kind of superstitions that they carried through. So I always like to ask guys about that. Well, guys, I appreciate you taking some time to out of your day to come up and talk with us a little bit here on Wings Weekly. Big game coming up Wednesday up in Bismarck, and then finally back home in the OD area. So it seems like we've been on the road a lot during the month of January. So the crowd, I'm sure, will be packed, and you guys will be ready to play Minot. A reminder to all the fans out there that if you come out for Friday and Saturday's game here at the OD, if you buy a ticket, you pay full price on Friday night, you get a half-off ticket for Saturday night. So nice little offer good, only at the door, by the way, so that's not at any of the ticket outlets. So again, come on out Friday and Saturday night here at the OD Ice Center, as the Aberdeen Wings will be taking on the Minot Minotauros. And remember to check it out at the Ramkota, a viewing party, a Wednesday night, 7:15 puck drop against the Bismarck Bobcats up in Bismarck. That'll wrap it up for this week's Wings Weekly. We'll catch you next week.